Hello everyone, this is a review of the Granite Gear Crown 2, a 60-liter lightweight backpacking pack that weighs 37 ounces. This is not a sponsored review. I bought this a few years ago when I didn't know what type of backpacker I was going to be, and its adaptability and features really appealed to me. However, there are a few reasons why I rarely use it these days. More on that later. The Crown 2 has a simple and thoughtful design, with one large main compartment secured with a roll top, Y-strap, and a floating top lid. There are 6 compression straps, 2 on each side, and a stretchy mesh back pocket. The 2 side pockets are also mesh and mostly useless in my opinion, but the compression straps can be routed underneath, which is brilliant. The back panel has a complex foam design that does a decent job ventilating, and there's a removable polypropylene sheet that acts as the frame. Putting it on, the pack is solidly comfortable. The version I have is actually the women's fit. With non-adjustable torso lengths, getting a good fit is important with this pack, and after trying on all the regular sizes, I found that the women's model was a perfect fit for my 19.5-inch torso. Women-specific models that are actually designed for better usability rather than a cosmetic color change are great to see, and in this case, the shoulder straps and hip belt are molded for more of a women's-specific fit. For my use, I was after the perfect torso fit, but I can report that the straps and hip belt fit quite comfortably on my frame. Also, I really like the steel gray and dark blue color, which is only available in this version. The Crown 2 has a variety of useful features. The hip belt tightens with an outward-in design, which is far more comfortable than a traditional design, and the hip belt pockets are gigantic and easy to use. They're not waterproof, but I once got caught in a thunderstorm on the Ice Age trail, and my bare phone was only a little bit damp after riding the whole day in these pockets. The actual hip belt padding I wish was a bit softer. After a few days on the trail, it became a bit fatiguing. What really makes this hip belt special is Granite Gear's innovative refit system, which allows you to adjust the size of the hip belt using a sturdy Velcro overlap in the lumbar area. It works fantastically, and every time I put it on, I feel like the hip belt is right where I want it. You can also remove the hip belt entirely, which I do frequently and will elaborate on in a bit. The sternum strap is very adjustable, but the actual buckle is a non-standard design that is more difficult to use. You really have to line it up straight. Minor complaint. The padding is sufficient, but not plush. I've heard other people say the straps get wearisome, but I never ran into issues with them. The vertical attachment points on the straps are fantastic, allowing me to use a capture clip and attach a shoulder water bottle pocket with ease. I wish all packs had these. The load lifters are easy to reach and work great with the frame. The floating lid features a large pocket that you can access rather easily while wearing the pack, and it can hold a lot. The side pockets are possibly my biggest complaint with this pack. I should note that Granite Gear fixed this in an update to the pack, but alas, I have the first generation with a tight mesh that makes getting water bottle pockets in and out an exercise in pain and frustration. Despite being a large pack, the openings are far too high, and getting them out is nearly as difficult as getting them back in. This led me to my first DIY outdoors project, a chest-mounted water bottle pocket that works brilliantly with the ample mounting options on the straps. I still prefer side water bottle storage in my other packs, but this works quite well. The floating lid can be unfastened from either side, showing the generous extension collar of the main compartment. The buckles here are a little fiddly, but not annoying in practice. The Y-strap, on the other hand, is fantastically satisfying to use. There's a double-sided hydration port near the handle, which is a feature I do not use. One feature I found myself using quite often was taking the whole top lid off and hanging it from my hammock lines at night as another storage bag. Only one side can be connected diagonally, but it works. The drop.com version of this pack, the X60, can apparently attach the hip belt and lid together to create a lumbar pack, but I haven't seen that in person. Now, let's talk compression. The 6 straps make this pack very adaptable, expanding and contracting the volume as necessary to ensure the pack is always tight against your body. They're also wonderful for strapping any manner of things to, from snowshoes to tripods, chairs, to closed cell foam pads and hatchets. I never ran out of lashing options on this pack. This was one of the main draws to me. It seemed that no matter what I threw at it, I could figure out a way to make it work, and it was great for me in my early backpacking trips. Unfortunately, I don't use this pack for backpacking much anymore. The simple reason is that 60 liters is just too big for my standard backpacking setup. My hammock system and summer Apex quilt barely take up 7 liters on their own, and after adding in stove, clothes, water filter, and rain gear, I was still left with nearly 30 liters of excess space. I pushed the compression straps to their limits, and even then, I was left with a lumpy and cumbersome pack. However, if I could go back in time, I'd still get this pack. It's one of the most versatile I've ever come across. And when I first started backpacking, I had a budget sleeping bag, traditional tent, brought too many clothes, and 60 liters was a good volume back then. Now that I'm at a 10-pound base weight in the summer, it's unfair to expect this to perform a function it was never designed for. So on that note, when do I use this? Winter backpacking in the Boundary Waters is difficult to do ultralight. In fact, I don't even try. Having a big, durable pack with lots of lashing options means this is almost perfect for winter use, and I've frequently heard that this pack is recommended for that exact use case. The other place where I love this pack is for summer in the Boundary Waters. A Hipbelt in a canoe just gets in the way a lot, and so being able to remove it makes a world of difference, and I don't miss it much on the portages. I do wish the pack was made of a waterproof fabric for this, but careful dry bag use makes this mostly a non-issue. When I do load it up for those trips, I'm hitting around 35 pounds, but when I was backpacking, my weights were more in the 25-pound range. This pack isn't a heavy hauler. I point you towards Granite Gear's incredible Blaze backpack for something like that, which is essentially a Crown 2 turned up to 11. Although I've dragged this pack through a variety of hairy situations, it's shrugged off without complaint. I haven't taken it on a thru hike, so I can't comment on long-term durability. Overall, I still love this pack, and I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon, even if I've moved on to more ultralight and smaller volume packs. It's not the most comfortable, nor the most fully featured, but it really shines in its adaptability and ease of use. For backpackers that don't want to burden themselves with a heavy pack and want something they can grow with in either direction, the Crown 2 is an excellent choice.